The Discovery has been reunited with the 32nd century Starfleet. Now it's time for Michael Burnham to reunite with Cleveland Booker. What might Season 3, Episode 6, Scavengers reveal about the burn and other obstacles ahead for our crew? Let's start by checking out the main trailer for this week's episode.
Welcome back to the fleet, Discovery.
The Federation cannot stabilize while the cause of the burn remains a question.
I'm on my way to Emerald Chain territory. If things don't go well, I'll send the ship back to you.
There's a man's life at stake. Are you in or out? The things we do for love.
If I cross that perimeter...
We are gonna get you and everybody else.
Let's go!
Hello everyone, my name is Captain Jack and welcome to Trek Central. Let's break down the trailers for Season 3's 6th episode titled Scavengers, to see what theories we can come up with. Now Scavengers will be episode writer Anne Coffell Sanders' first Discovery episode, having previously produced and written for Smallville, Timeless, and The Boys. She's also written the 11th episode of the season, The Citadel, coming out later on in December. Episode director Douglas Aronofsky returns, having previously directed Leave, The Sound of Thunder, Through the Valley of the Shadows, The Brightest Star, and Star Trek Picard's Nepenthe. This is a great time to be a Star Trek fan. Make sure you are kept in the know of all the latest developments in news, lore, and more by hitting subscribe to never miss a video. You're on social media and so are we. Follow and share for daily updates on the Trek universe. Alright, punch it. Previously on Star Trek Discovery, using Admiral Senental's memories, Adira Tal provided the coordinates to the combined headquarters of Starfleet and what's left of the civilian government of the Federation in the 32nd century. Admiral Charles Vance ordered Adira to be medically evaluated, and the Discovery crew debriefed. Discovery proved the value of not breaking up the crew in a mission that resulted in Commander Narn leaving his ship to take responsibility for the Federation seed vault. Mysteries left unanswered going into Episode 6 include who or what caused the burn, and what is ahead of Lieutenant Detmer, what's got the former Terran Emperor so distracted, and what is this mysterious music known across the galaxy. Obviously now a spoiler warning as we look on to the future on Star Trek Discovery. In the new trailer, Starfleet Commander-in-Chief Fleet Admiral Vance welcomes Discovery's Captain Saru back to the fleet at a roundtable captain's briefing. This scene plays out in the Ready Room sneak peek preview, so we'll examine that closer in a moment. Despite Starfleet being in triage mode, Commander Burnham insists that Saru in his Ready Room, the Federation cannot stabilise while the cause of the burn remains a question. As the burn occurred 120 years ago, Starfleet's probably explored all theories as much as they could, with limited resource being focused elsewhere at this point. Whether the search for those answers will mean multitasking or defying orders, we know both to be Michael Burnham's MO, especially after a year as a courier. Cleveland Booker's ship, which may or not be named the Nautilus, seems to use some sort of propulsion to exit the Federation headquarters' protective fields. It probably arrived by autopilot as a holographic book tells Captain Saru and Commander Burnham, "I'm on my way to Emerald Chain territory. If things don't go well, I'll send the ship back to you." It's also clear that Jojo will be joining Burnham on a rescue mission aboard Book's ship to save him from the Emerald Chain captors. That's the Andorian-Orion alliance in this part of the quadrant. Jojo hints at a romantic tension between Commander Burnham and Book that she picked up on in the transporter room back in The People of Earth, teasing Burnham on Book's bridge, the things we do for love. An interesting thing to note here is the wreckage of a 23rd century Hiawatha type starship among a ship debris field on the view screen. Whether that is intended to be 900 years old or just background wreckage is unknown, but we then see Book's ship soar into a debris field. Back in the Season 3 official trailer, we saw Burnham and Jojo in civilian attire being led through the facility, which will appear featured in this episode by an Orion guard, wearing a similar 3-dot personal transporter as the regulators back on Hema in That Hope Is You Part 1. If those 3 dots are meant to represent a chain, then perhaps the Emerald Chain has a yet undisclosed third member. We did see Malkorian's script from The Next Generation's First Contact alongside Andorian and Orion on the Centaur in Hema. One way or another, Commander Burnham will find Book, who is apparently mining on an Emerald Chain controlled facility alongside other human and Andorian prisoners. The guards are equipped with the same fist energy cannons used by the regulators on Heim in the season premiere. Book hasn't attempted his own escape yet, despite apparently teaming up with a scruffy Andorian, because anyone who attempts to cross the facility perimeter triggers a Battle Royale style explosive implant in the back of their necks. Always a responsibility hoarder, Burnham promises Book, "We're going to get you out and everybody out," in what is sure to be a fight scene packed prison break adventure. That's a mouthful. Jojo and Burnham, no stranger to hand-to-hand combat, will have their chance to fight off some alien invaders aboard Book's ship. We've been reminded almost every episode this season that Burnham is an expert on Suzmahan, the Vulcan martial art introduced in Enterprise's Marauders. All this, possibly, while navigating a ship between the mining buildings on the surface. Ships in the sky fire down on the escaping prisoners, while what may be Book's ship does some sort of reconfiguration mid-air. Maybe it's a 32nd century version of a multi-vector assault mode previously seen on the starship Prometheus. Other ships present, though damaged, are missing in a cell resembling Starfleet designs. Could the Emerald Chain have scavenged some Starfleet wrecks, like the Hiawatha type seen earlier, following the burn? It's a possibility. As the action culminates, we see Georgiou's eyes roll back in her skull as she collapses to the ground. It's safe to say this isn't the end for Georgiou, who's set to star in the still untitled Section 31 spin-off announced in 2019. Giving her interest in the holograms and Kovik's badge in a previous episode, it's more likely the Terran Emperor had schemed up some method of replacing herself with a remotely controlled double, even if it does result in some connectivity issues. We really don't know what's going on with Georgiou right now, but it looks like something's up with her. The trailer for this episode certainly sets Burnham and Georgiou off on an adventure to rescue Book, which is sure to build on each of the relationships between the three, especially Burnham and Book, who will eventually share a kiss as we see in one of the Season 3 trailers. But we're left wondering what about the Discovery and the rest of our main cast is up to, which will probably serve as a B-plot of this episode. Let's see what else we can pull from the Ready Room's exclusive sneak peek of episode 6. The sneak peek starts with a rougher transition than usual, suggesting, unlike recent sneak peeks, this is not the first scene of the episode, but one that will probably follow a log or voiceover where Saru and or Burnham mentioning getting the ship and crew trained and equipped for operations in the 32nd century, including new Starfleet badges. A shot of Commander Burnham putting on her new badge, probably from this point, was featured in the Season 3 official trailer. Captain Saru and his new badge arrived for the roundtable briefing, welcomed back to the fleet by Admiral Vance. Saru joins 11 other captains, including a Cardassian woman and a member of Ocelotl species. Saru reports the crew is adapting and retraining as needed, with Commander Burnham overseeing the matters at hand. Admiral Vance begins his briefing, passing out assignments. The planet Riding 7 will need additional shields due to expected solar flare activity, while Captain Kardashev accepts, noting it will take his ship about a week to get there, drawing Saru's attention to the new constraints on propulsion in the 32nd century. The planet Kajira 12 is experiencing a food shortage and is in need of replacement replicators, which Captain Rama, the first named member of the species, accepts. Background materials have referred to this makeup design, a Glenn Hetrick creation for Star Trek Discovery, as Osnolus, though it hasn't been clear if that is the individual's name or the species name. 2 Osnolus officers have served aboard Discovery, including one pronounced dead in sickbay in Far From Home. Osnolus' characters are typically played by actress Avila Blackwell, who may be playing Captain Rima here. Hopefully we'll find out as this episode goes on. The supply run of the planet Nasef goes to Captain Banadra of the USS Ligain, who expects to return in 2 months, again drawing attention to the 30-second speed constraints. The Ligain is probably named for the Ursula Le Guin science fiction author and advocate, whom Star Trek Picard showrunner Michael Chabon described as the greatest American writer of her generation. By this point, Saru is compelled to volunteer Discovery's spore drive to assist in solving these crises faster. As the fleet's only rapid responder, Admiral Vance prefers to keep Discovery at headquarters until needed. But the term rapid responder draws Captain Kardashev's surprise, which leads Admiral Vance to announce the existence of Discovery's advanced spore drive, though he reminds the captains that this information is of a critical asset cannot leave the room. Vance describes the spore drive as being able to go anywhere in the galaxy instantaneously, opening many possibilities given the holographic galactic map in front of them, featuring a number of far-flung planets in the Gamma and Delta quadrants featured on past Star Trek series. On a more urgent matter, Admiral Vance moves onto the planet of Argeth, which is on yellow alert for a fear of an Emerald Chain attack within the next 12 hours. Captain Saru, playing catch-up, inquires to confirm the Emerald Chain is the Andorian Orion Syndicate, drawing stares from the other captains. Vance confirms that's the name they go by, in part of the quadrant. Vance noted in the previous episode that Asira was becoming more brazen by the day. Here, Vance believes Asira and the Chain are planning to launch a raid on Argeth, though he does not know what they're after there. Admiral Vance acknowledges Saru's eagerness to serve, confirming that should the needs arise, Discovery will be asked to jump to the rescue. It's safe to say this implies Discovery's updates will include 32nd century weaponry. That's the end of our clip there, with the Discovery holding tight until the situation in Argeth escalates, or they intervene to rescue Commander Burnham. Our characters are not heavily featured in the trailer to have a chance to discuss personal matters during retraining and ship modifications. Will we see Lieutenant Detmer work through past traumatic growth after traveling to the 32nd century, or will Adira Tol learn to navigate having past hosts present lover that no one else can see. Perhaps the mining facility planet where Book is being held is itself his Argeth, and while the Discovery can't be tasked with going, Captain Saru approves Commander Burnham's mission in an effort to learn more. In terms of the episode title, Scavengers, there's not much to go by beyond the obvious, that the Emerald Chain has scavenged labor, starships, and perhaps even former Federation planets. But Star Trek episode titles have been a step more intentional lately, perhaps with some additional sci-fi twist to a Prison Break plot that hasn't yet been revealed. Or maybe activity aboard Discovery will connect to Scavengers to one of our other unsolved season mysteries. Those are our thoughts on episode 6 of Star Trek Discovery Season 3, Scavengers. We're almost to the season halfway point, and just like you, we don't want it to end. If you've got other theories on how this episode will play out, make sure to get them known in the comments section below. Star Trek Discovery Season 3 airs weekly on Thursdays via CBS All Access and CTV Sci-Fi, then on Fridays via Crave and Netflix for international viewers. Tune in every Thursday here to see our weekly Discovery review, as well as Sundays at 9pm GMT for our live show discussing everything from the previous week. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Live long and prosper, my friends.